It's Doodler, and today's video is going to be a review video, and in this particular video I am going to be reviewing the Docrafts Papermania fluid metallic brush markers. If you can see it here, we'll just focus. There we go. This is the packaging in all of its glory. There's the back, and show you the front. And that is pretty much the packaging, and as you can see they come in 8 shimmery colours, so that means they have 8 markers in this particular pack, and apparently they are ultra shimmery as per what it says on here, and it also dries with a metallic finish, which sounds pretty exciting. Now, before I begin to do the swatches on these markers, I am going to say this real quick. You may notice that not only do I have my sketchbook out, but I also have this piece of paper out as well. And this is because I am going to do this particular review differently than how I do my other reviews, because I looked at the packaging of the markers earlier, and as you can see here, if I can just focus again, as you can see here, it says the bright sparkling colours are perfect for use on light or dark paper. So I thought I'd kind of test that little not disclaimer, but I thought I'd test that out, and I was intrigued. So not only am I going to do the swatches on this piece of paper, but I am going to be doing the same swatches on the back of my sketchbook, which is of a dark colour and contrast, pretty much. And I'm using the back of my sketchbook because I don't have any dark paper. So, in case you guys are wondering why I'm using the back of my sketchbook. But anyway, so I don't continue rambling on during the course of this little explanation, I am now going to move on to opening the markers out of their packaging. Okay, so packaging looks pretty cool, I must admit. Like, I like the way that the markers are displayed, if that makes sense. 1 out of 8 markers came out. Marker number 2 and 3, and there are all the markers all at once. Okay, so empty packaging, and these are all of the pens in all of their glory, pretty much, if I don't drop any. They're not in colour order anymore because I've messed it up like I did in my last review, but oh well. Yeah, I'll show you one of the markers in a bit more detail so you guys know what the marker actually looks like. So this is the marker. Fluid metallic brush markers. Oh my goodness, has a little flower on there. That looks so cool. And then it has the Papermania Docrafts logo on it. And the marker itself looks pretty cool, and it feels pretty cool to hold as well. Like it's circular, so that's always pretty good. And if I just open the marker, there we go. Ooh, the brush nib looks not interesting. Looks so cool. The way the light hits on it, that looks so cool. But anyway, before I get distracted by the shimmeriness of the brush nib, here's how I am going to do the swatches. I am going to do them in pretty much no particular order. So I am going to do one marker on, I'm going to do the swatches on the white sheet of paper first, the light sheet of paper first, and I will give you guys a close-up of these swatches on the light piece of paper. Then once I have done with the swatches on the light piece of paper, I am going to move on to do the same thing on the back of my sketchbook, so I can kind of test this little concept out regarding the use of the markers on light and dark coloured pieces of paper. Because, like I said earlier, I am really interested in what it said there, and I wanted to test it out. So what better time than a review to actually do so? But yeah, without further ado, let's move on to the swatches. Okay, so if I move the sketchbook real quick and I just move on to the sheet of paper. Right. Put the markers here, and like I said before, they are going to be in no particular order, the markers. So yeah, I'm going to begin with the swatches now. Oh wow. They weren't kidding when they said it finished, it had a metallic finish. Interesting. Oh my goodness, it looks so metallic. Wow. Flipping heck. I like the way that the markers are going on the piece of paper too, like it's really cool. Oh wow, oh my goodness. These colours are looking really good at the minute. Oh my, wow. Wow. That one is so, like, it's richer than the other tones, that colour. Like, there's more colour in it, whereas the others are more like a silver with a hint of the colour in them. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. All of these colours actually are really cool. I'm just like really liking the mauve one here. Right, last pen. I'm liking actually no, they're drying to make more like richer in tone, so it's not just like grey. I guess it does take like a minute or two to dry then to make its colour reach its full potential, but I actually am really happy with the swatches. They look the colours look really good. Like, I just zoom in and focus here. Like, look at that finish, you guys. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. I am really amazed with this like metallic finish. Like, wow. It's so metallic. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Looking good so far. Wow. Flipping heck. Wow. Okay, so when I was drawing and doing swatches with these pens, they just felt like any normal pen, pretty much. The ink flowed smoothly. The application of the ink from pen to paper was happened pretty well as well. The colour variation, I'd say, is actually pretty, like, relatively decent, if I do say so myself. at the moment. Like, there's blues, there's greens, and pink and purple, and then you have gold, silver and bronze. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the white sheet of paper. Let's move on to the back of my sketchbook to do this. If I just focus it a bit more. There we go. Okay, so I am going to do the swatches the same as before, like I have said before. However, I'm going to do the swatches on the back of my sketchbook. Okay, let's test out this little concept. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. They weren't kidding. They were not kidding, Docrafts, when they said that it works on both light and dark surfaces. Like, flipping heck. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is so cool. The marker application is really good as well. The ink flow is pretty much the same. The pen seems to be transferring the ink to the paper, or the back of my sketchbook rather, quite smoothly. Like, the minute there are no problems. Touch wood. And there we have it. Those are the swatches on the back of my sketchbook. The finish, I'd say, is like relatively the same, but I do honestly expect there to be some difference, because like paper versus back of a sketchbook, there's bound to be some difference, in my opinion anyway. But these are the swatches on the dark piece of paper. Test out a little theory, and I'd say that it actually has worked. Like, if you look at that comparison on like here to here, it's actually pretty cool. When you look at it, it really does. Yeah. Cool. So that is pretty much it for the swatches. So I am going to just say my like little summary of how I found these markers. So the packaging is quite minimalistic and really circular, sleek. The only problem I see with the markers right now is if they roll off like a desk or a table or something like that. Like, there's nothing that can stop it from rolling away from you if you are drawing or using them for other things. But yeah, like that. That's pretty much the only problem I see at the minute. And I think also, depending on what type of paper you use and if it's even paper you're using it on, then expect there to be like very minor streaking, I'd say. Like, in certain lights, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but in certain lights like when you move the paper or the material that you've drawn on around, you can see the pen strokes where you have put pen to paper, if that makes sense. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but I can see why it can be, if like you wanted to like have pens, like metallic pens, that didn't like really cause too much streaking, but it is what it is, pretty much. But all in all, these markers are really good metallic markers. Like, the aesthetic of the packaging looks really nice, and the way the ink flows on all of the swatches I did was actually pretty good. So I guess I will give these pens a rating of 4 out of 5. Like I said, the ink flow's good, the colour variation is good. The only problem I see is when they're streaky on some like materials, such as a thin piece of paper, and the ability for them to roll off the desk or the piece of like a table or something that you're working on. They are very easy to roll off, pretty much. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this little review video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to click that like button, and if you have any suggestions or requests as to what you want me to draw, doodle, paint or talk about next, make sure to comment underneath the description below, as I read every single comment and I appreciate every single comment. And if you like what you see and you want to see more of these videos and art time lapses and hauls, reviews, stuff like that, anything art related, make sure to click that subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on that little bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified when I upload next. With all of this said, I will see you guys next Friday for another art video. Goodbye!